we have to dig very, 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 very deep into Naruto's past for this. I mean, into Minato's background to know this. So, we're just gonna say this right now. Minato's grand, grand pappy was an Uchiha. Now, what if Naruto had the EMS Sharingan? Now, how this goes is because of the fact he doesn't really actually have the EMS since he will not switch Sharingan with others. So he will get the EMS Sharingan. So we will be looking forward to that. Kurama's healing abilities will stop the Mangekyo Sharingan from making Naruto blind, so he will really not find any use. Now we get into the reason why Naruto actually gains the Mangekyo. Naruto. Naruto will be treated terribly within the village, as one day, when he is 3 years old, he's walking dangerously close out to the outskirts of the village as he finds a little boy who is coincidentally like him. His family died within the Nine Tails attack, and he had no other family to love him. Everybody else thought he was weird and stupid, so they kind of treated him like Naruto, except 1,000 times better. When Naruto met him, he would easily become friends because of the fact of that their backgrounds were kind of similar. They both didn't know about their backgrounds, but they were hated. One day, Naruto decided to see if the third Hokage will allow him to live in the apartment with him. As then he was going back to the area where he had formerly lived to get him to bring him to the third Hokage's office, as he seen three villagers killing, stabbing him, as one of the blades go through his heart. "You goddamn demon lover! I hope you die in hell where you belong!" he shouted out. Naruto looked at him. His anger started to boil within. His body glowed up. He then shot towards this man. You! It was them. As then, since Naruto had deep rooted his connection with him for 1 year, and since they quickly became friends, they were like brothers at this point. And you just murdered him. Since Naruto is not like Sasuke, not full blooded, Uchiha, all of those bad things about the village, about them tormenting him.
Bro, look at this dude.
What are you doing?
Yo, bro. Cup slime game. Never last, man.
You sang it, Joe Gator. Anyway, all of that had built up into the moment as he then has his eyes filled up with tears as he went from the one Tomoe advancing to the two Tomoe, then going up to the three Tomoe, and then finally hitting it. The Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto's Mangekyo ability. Huh. That was my mother. Anyway, Naruto's Mangekyo ability will be simple. So Naruto hid his feelings, and because of this, he was tore apart. Just like with the Amaterasu. The Amaterasu is the show of that the fact that Sasuke he the reason why the flames never go out, that's his will. But it's the reason why it's black. It's because it's tainted with the anger that he has. And Obito's Mangekyo ability, it is Kamui. Is Obito got this because he redirected all of his because of the fact that he redirected his emotions. He disappeared to stop his emotions from flaring. So he got the ability to counter, like to basically. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, it sounded better within my head. Naruto's ability is to lock people within a cage. Within a cage where this is his emotions, his true self, locked within a cage, and it slowly tears the whoever it is apart depending on how strong they are. This is Naruto's Mangekyo ability. As he looked at them, as they all got encased within a cage, their bodies started to fall apart as limbs started to fall off, as legs, arms, toes, they were slowly being destroyed. For one villager who was strong by the mind, your own emotions destroy you. Everything from the inside out murders you. As his body, he fell to the ground. His body completely destroyed. All of them, that was Naruto's first Mangekyo ability. He had little time to discover his neck. As we all know how some abilities can come with an extra counterpart that is an extension of the ability or that is a stronger version of the ability. This or can be a complete different ability entirely. Naruto's second ability, which you will learn using on the second villager, is Demon Eyes. Well, Demon Eyes is where instead of your true emotions and feelings ripping you from the outside, your true feelings in all of the bad emotions can turn into another version of yourself, a version of yourself that's 1,000 times stronger than you. In this, with this, you will feel amazing until you are brutally murdered by the other half of yourself, your demon self, the self of anger, hatred, and pity. Everything bad was within that one person. As then a demon like villager shot out of Naruto's eye as it punched a hole directly through the villager's heart, then yanking its heart out, then shoving his heart within his mouth, and then grabbing onto the top of his head and pushing it down, smushing the body into gooey substance made out of destroyed bones and many other disgusting pieces of flesh and other things of the sort. Nerves. Then his third ability, which you will be having five abilities that revolved around his emotions. In this, his third ability was called Blackout, as he released he released all of the hatred, sucked up all of the hatred of others, and created a black or sometimes red orb, depending on the amount of hatred that it bore. It could use any emotion, anger could turn into hatred. Any other emotion that you could feel turns into hatred, and Naruto sucks it all up, even his own hatred. It creates a black substance that is indestructible and could be used as a weapon. Could be used as any type of weapon. It can even turn into chakra, or it could be used as an armor. Naruto with the black goo created a kuna, a katana, grabbed onto it, and then flew towards the man. And because of the fact that it's so destructive, and all of the villagers' hatred towards Naruto, his head flew directly off of his shoulders as he fell down to the ground. And then his second ability, an extension of his his fourth ability, an extension of his third ability, the hatred of the dead bodies rose up and created a zombie completely made out of hatred and destruction. He rose them up again and used his fifth ability. His fifth ability will be called. It is a genjutsu that will be called. Hmm. Let me think. The Retsuto. The Retsunasu. The Retsunatsu. After Naruto realized his incredible power after murdering the people that had attacked his friends and attacked his family, the Retsunatsu Shrine Genjutsu was 1,000 times stronger than even the likes of the infinite Tsukiyomi. It was a genjutsu that transcended life and death. It was capable of putting the person under this genjutsu, even if they're dead. It doesn't matter if they're dead or alive. No matter what, you couldn't escape from this genjutsu. It was his masterpiece. Naruto, please wait over a time period of a sort. You know we on live right now. What? Serious. Anyway, Renatsu took almost little bit, almost no chakra at all because it was a part of his Sharingan. Oh, a part of his Mangekyo Sharingan, which at this point is the equivalent of what Naruto's EMS would be like. He has the EMS already because of the fact the Nine Tails healing factor would put zero strain on him because he heals too quickly. Naruto would then would then come to the third Hokage crying. The third Hokage, seeing the whole entire event through his crystal ball, who is so humid in here? Shall really be tripping. Anyway, after his moment, he sent Ambu towards the area to dispose of the bodies. Once he saw nothing there, Naruto's ability nothing. Naruto's ability nothing was capable of literally turning anything, just like the truth seeking orbs, into nothing. Anyway, Naruto asked the third Hokage if he could train under him. The third Hokage said, Naruto, I'm far, far too too busy to train you. And all we need all of our Jonin to help the village out. The only thing I can see working for you is if I can give you this. As he then handed Naruto a scroll. It was a storage scroll. He'd shut up. Huh? What? They don't have any. Anyway, Naruto. They do not have any. Yes, they don't. I already looked. Don't tell you. You go check yourself. Should have been annoying anyway. After simply I made a lot of videos today. Anyway, well, it is because of the fact y'all got me 3 new subscribers so quickly, and I'm proud of. We should be proud of ourselves. What's going on? Anyway, Naruto would then be handed a storage scroll. This is full of ways to control your chakra, and it's full of jutsu. Naruto would train under the scroll until he was graduating the academy. Naruto had passed with flying colors. First, we will be testing your accuracy, he said. As Naruto then thought, he then opened up his eyes to reveal his Sharingan, which was, by the way, this was his EMS. It was not the EMS. It was the MS. The Mangekyo Sharingan. He opened up his eyes, revealing the Mangekyo Sharingan, as he then jumped up and spun around in the air so quickly that He seemed to become a player, even being in one place. As then he released.
Deontay, open door.
As then he released.
The thing on the wall.
But it wasn't the thing on the wall. That right there. Okay. Annoying. Anyway, after Naruto had sister just like messed me up. Like, why is my family so annoying? Anyway, it was yeah, he seemed to become a Blair within the even within the air as he released the kunai. As he hit all 5 targets. In fact, he hit with 3 stacked on the same exact kunai for each one. Once they fell down to the ground, one of them hit the ground with no force to bounce back up, while the other one was just falling. That one then hit the other one as it bounced high up into the air. As then Naruto threw a kunai again, as it then, and then he got a bullseye with both of those kunai, even as it was in the air. The written test. Naruto passed that with practical ease. As then it was down to the clone jutsu. Naruto had created 3 shadow clones. As he then decided to show off a little bit. He did his EMS, trapping his shadow clones within his cage as their bodies then slowly. In fact, it seemed like nothing had happened to them at first. Since Naruto had did such an advanced version of the Shadow Clones, I'm just gonna let you know he did a super advanced version. So this is not even the Shadow Clone anymore. This is what you might call the Blood Clone. Because this clone was as if it was flesh and blood, but it could not sustain any injuries at all. In fact, the injuries just went to another clone that was made to be so durable that nothing, that almost nothing could take it on, except one thing: Naruto's ability, nothingness. He turned almost where he literally could turn everything into nothingness. I mean, that's what the ability's name. Naruto then thought, it's then the clones. Nothing happened to the clones. Actually, eventually, a clone had a sound of a poof was heard, and then clones within the cage exploded. No, it was still a blood clone. Because all the energy that was sustained just went to that one clone that Naruto had left in charge of such. Naruto. And then Naruto Naruto used his ability. Like the clone was literally eaten from the inside out. From the inside out. They seen that the person disappeared. His clone head disappeared, leaving no blood behind. Instead, what was left behind was just a hollow shell. He then took down the cage and blowed his breath towards the area as it then cracked up and then broke down to the ground. Um, yeah, guys, this was a good experience for me. Thank y'all for watching. Even though I had so much interruptions. But guys, make sure that y'all subscribe to my brother's channel, Dante the God / Fortnite Scripts.